My name is Joe Peroni, and this is the Rise Above Project. Today, let's talk about Trump's disastrous week. I was going to talk about one small subject, but you can't because there's so many things that he's doing to destroy this country and destroy the world. We have to talk about it. Let's talk about his supporters for a second. Don't you feel bad for them? Because how much more denying and defending and justifying do they have to do every single week? I mean, they're bending over backwards now to try to come up with more excuses for this guy. And let me leave it out there for Trump supporters. Listen, it's okay to admit at some point that you want to jump off of supporting this guy. You can change your mind. At some point, there has to be something where you say, okay, enough is enough, right? So let's take a look at the partially released Epstein files. Okay, only partially released. In the files that they did release, Donald Trump's name was mentioned 38,000 times. So how could you deny or defend this? He's obviously a huge part of the scandal, yes? Yes. Is he covering for pedophiles? Absolutely. Is this a Democratic hoax? No. How much is 38,000? Okay, if you look at the Harry Potter books, 7 of them, all the way through that, Harry Potter's name is mentioned about 19,000 times. Okay, Donald Trump was mentioned 38,000. Yeah, he's a major player in this. In the Bible, you will not see Jesus' name mentioned 38,000 times. So yes, Donald Trump's a major player here. Is he guilty? He's guilty of a lot of things. Don't tell me he's not, and you know that he's not. And you look really bad when you're covering up for a pedophile or covering up for a person who is trying to get pedophiles off the hook. You might be saying, well, he could be the world's worst person. I don't vote for that. I just want our economy to be good. Okay, let's talk about that a little bit. So the January job report, it's the most amount of job loss since the Great Recession, which was about 2008 through part of 2009. It actually started a little bit in late 2007, but who cares? So we're talking about, this is the worst January jobs report in about 17 years. Way to go, Trump and his supporters. Thank you. You are destroying this country, and you can't make up any excuses here. There's nothing more to say. Now, if you want to compare it to the year before, this is a 118% jump. So if you want to ask the question, how is Trump doing compared to Biden? You're getting destroyed, okay? To give you more specifics here, Amazon is going to be cutting about 16,000 jobs, and UPS is going to be cutting about another 30,000 more. So let's just leave it at that because there's just too much to talk about. Let's talk about Trump posting a racist video. Now, of course, when he gets in trouble for it, he says, oh, it has to be one of his staffers. And of course, he can't take responsibility or be held accountable for anything, so he said somebody else did it. Let's say that's true. It's not, but let's just say it is. Okay, are you not responsible for what happens with your organization or on your social media? Of course you are. So ultimately, you're responsible. If somebody else did it, why didn't they get fired? You want to know why? Because he didn't think that there was anything wrong with it, number one. And number two, he can't fire the person who did it because the person who did it is himself. So he's not going to fire himself. So yes, he did it. And when asked about it again, because he always has to get pinned to a wall, first of all, he always denies, blames somebody else, and then that's about it. But here's the thing. He posted that because he wanted to. And Donald Trump is a racist. We can go back over this in another show, but he's been sued and he has lost for his racist policies. Now, there's probably a lot of people out there that don't have the extra time and were not able to find this video. So I have taken the time to be able to, I've acquired the video, And I'm just going to play a couple seconds of it right for you. And of course, as you know, he started off by hating Obama many years ago by saying that he was not an American citizen. Because he was black, he had to have been born in Africa, and he's not an American citizen, blah, blah, blah. And he wanted him to be able to produce his birth certificate, which is ridiculous because he ended up doing that. And of course, he's a United States citizen, of course. But it never stopped him. He never said he was sorry. It never changed his mind. We can talk about this forever. Here's the point right now. Let's watch this video. I don't think we need to see more than that. I mean, we don't have to go down this thing of making them guerrillas, okay? Like, okay, that's like a very conservative Republican thing. Like, they're going to be as racist as possible, and then they're going to try to run away from it. But at least this time, there's been some Republicans who stood up and have said that this is racist and this is a wrong thing to do. This is where we are in this country. Like, we're like surprised finally that a Republican stood up. By the way, one of them who stood up about it was black. A black Republican, why would you do that? Unless you just hate yourself, right? So let's just get past that. This is not an arguable debate here. He's just a flat out racist, period, end of story. Let's talk about the Olympics for a second that are in Milan, Italy. J.D. Vance was booed incessantly, and his wife was there too, but nobody really cares about her. They were booing J.D. Vance because he's representing the United States, and he was booed. Why? He was booed because nobody in this world likes a fascist, and nobody wants wannabe imperialists. Okay, Italy, for one, they've had a fascist leader, Mussolini. They know what it's like. They don't want to have anything to do with this. And around the world, we are being booed. Around the world, we are being disrespected. And nobody trusts us anymore. So we are not the leaders anymore. And that's just the way it is. Yes, of course, our GDP is high. We also have a lot of people in this country. But in terms of being a good faith actor in this world, we are not, and nobody trusts us. Here's the interesting thing that you might want to know about this. If you watch this live, you would know that the reporter or the announcer mentions like, oh, wow, he's really being booed. And you can hear it. You can see what's going on. However, in the United States, when they replayed it, when most people are going to watch it, I think it's on NBC or the Peacock channel, they basically doctored that. They deleted it. So we didn't actually see what went on, and we didn't hear what went on. So basically they're lying. So again, so Trump supporters can say, oh, it's fake news, fake news. It's not fake news. What happened is that they booed them and embarrassed them. Now, they're going to try to spin this and say that they booed the United States athletes. That didn't happen. They were booing our government, as they should. Also, there's ICE agents in Milan right now. And of course, the Italians, as they are, good people, what happens is they were protesting them there. So yes, there's protesting in the United States about ICE, but there's now protesting going on at the Olympic Games. And of course, the United States has to, as we're doing everything right now, we're screwing everything up. So let's just move on from that. Now, let's go back to the economy for a second. So you're probably saying, oh, Donald Trump could do all these things. I don't care. He's making us look stupid and weak around the world. Of course he is. But I just love what he's doing for the economy. Okay, due to the tariffs, okay, this is shooting yourself in the foot. He didn't need to do these tariffs, but he did. You want to know why? Because he doesn't know what tariffs are. Every single kid, like in 3rd or 4th grade, already learns what a tariff is. Every single economist knows what a tariff is. It's going to be a tax on who? The United States citizens who buy things. And so when we're looking at this, one of the reasons why manufacturing jobs have started to decrease is because of the tariffs. Now you might say we don't have a lot of manufacturing jobs in the United States. Well, that's true. We do need to build that up. However, it was being built up during the Biden administration. So what Trump essentially did was, when something was moving up, he stopped it, and now he's pushing it back down. So we're losing manufacturing jobs. And he has also increased taxes, because that's what a tariff is. It's a regressive tax. It hits more of the lower and the middle class people, because higher taxes on food, which is essential, is going to hit the middle class and the lower class more. What else has he done? Wage growth has slowed down. Now, if wage growth slows down and inflation is getting higher, you can see where there would be a problem. Now, I know there's going to be somebody out there in Trump world who says, well, egg prices have gone down. What do you think? Trump has something to do with that? Okay, there was a bird flu. So when the bird flu is over, egg prices come down. That has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Anybody in this world could have been president of the United States and egg prices would have come down. Let's talk about something else. Electricity prices have gone up 9%. Fruit has gone up 5.5%. Meat has gone up 6.2%. Car insurance has gone up, so you can't even get a straight number on this. In some cases, it's gone up 200-300% for people. You want to talk about health insurance? That has also doubled and tripled for some people. Why? Because he ended the subsidies for the Affordable Health Care Act. Now, you just have to ask, like, please, as a normal person, start to think. If he's done all these things on purpose and has screwed people over left and right, why in the world would you support him? Do you want people to lose health care? Do you want people's car insurance to go up? Do you want food prices to go up? Does any of this make sense to you? Do you want a guy who, if he's not a pedophile, he's covering for other pedophiles and he called it a Democratic hoax? Come on now. We have to start using our brains. Just wanted to give you the information. And again, if you're a Trump supporter, ask yourself why. Because this is going to end one day, and you're going to realize you are going to have to defend yourself, or you're going to have to live in shame and guilt to know that you are absolutely on the wrong side of history. There is no way that you could support this. And with his out and out racism this week, I don't know how you sleep at night. My name is Joe Peroni. This is the Rise Above Project. Please subscribe and tell a friend. Thank you.